This is Microsoft Word Lab 6, formatting a newsletter. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to change the layout of our page to make it look like a newsletter. So we're going to go into the Layout tab, and then the first thing that we're going to change is our margins, and we're going to change our margins to narrow. Then we're going to change our paper so it has columns. So we're going to click on Columns, and then we're going to change it to 2 columns. Pause this video to change your margins to narrow and create 2 columns on your page. Now what we're going to do is we're going to edit our header a little bit. One of the easiest ways to get into your header is just to double click at the top of your document. Now you're in your header. Now as you can see, I already have my logo design in my header, which I copied and pasted from my business card that I created since it was very small. It fit nicely in my header. So my text box in my logo got a little bit messed up, so I'm just going to move that over and fix that. So if that happened to you in your file, just make sure you go in and fix that. And then in my header, I'm going to include the title of newsletter because that's what this is. This is a business newsletter. So I'm going to change my alignment to left align, and then I'm just going to type newsletter. And I did it in all capital letters. And I'm going to change my font formatting just a little bit. I'm going to change it to Arial Black, and then I'm going to make it bigger. 36-point font looks good. Pause this video and in your header, type newsletter in all capital letters. Change the font style to Arial Black and the font size to 36-point font. Okay, now we can double click out of our header. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to just insert a page number at the bottom of our page. So we're going to go onto the Insert tab, go over to where it says Page Number, hover over where it says Bottom of Page, and then we're just going to put the third option here. And then you'll see the page number insert at the bottom of your page. And then to get out of your footer, either click Close Header and Footer here on the Design tab, or you can just double click anywhere else on your page other than your header or your footer. Pause this video to insert a page number at the bottom of your page. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to design a border for our newsletter. So we're going to go onto the Design tab and then go onto Page Borders. And then on the Page Borders tab, we're just going to design a page border. So we're going to go down here and we're going to pick one of these page border designs, and I'm going to make it red. I'm just going to change the thickness just a little bit. And I don't want it on the whole document. I just want it on the top and the bottom of my document. I don't want it on the sides. So I'm going to click off the sides, and then I'm going to press OK, and then you should see the page border appear on your document. Pause this video to design a page border on the top and bottom of your document. Now what we're going to do is we're going to format our text a little bit in our newsletter. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to select our text and change the line spacing. So we're going to go up to our line paragraph spacing command, and then we're going to change our line spacing to 1.15. Pause this video to change your line spacing to 1.15. Now we're going to format our subheadings in our newsletter. So I'm going to select my first subheading, mission statement, and I'm going to change the font size so it's just a little bit bigger, 18-point font, and then I'm also going to change the font style, and I'm going to make it underline, and I'm going to change my font color to red. I'm going to do the same thing with the next two, except I'm going to change the color so they stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to underline 18-point font, Broadway, and I'll change this color to green. And then I'll do my last one, which is my toppings, 18-point font, underline, Broadway, and then I'll make this one blue. Pause this video and design the subheadings in your newsletter. Now we're going to format each section of the newsletter. So I'm going to select my first section under my first subheading. I'm going to create a first line indent using my ruler. That is about 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to change my font style to Arial. Now I'm going to do the same thing to my other two sections. So I'm going to select the text under the Gelato Garden, apply a hanging indent of 1/2 inch, and change my style to Arial. And I'm going to do the same thing under the toppings bar. Pause this video to format your text under each section of your newsletter. The last thing that we're going to do is we're going to add some pictures to our newsletter. First thing I'm going to do is add a picture of the Gelato Garden. So I'm just going to search for a picture in my online pictures. So I'm going to go to Insert and then go to Online Pictures. So I search for garden seating because I want to show that the customers can sit in the garden. So I found a picture, and then I'm going to click Insert, and then it inserted right in my newsletter. Now what I have to do, because I want to work with my picture a little bit and I want it to work nicely with my text, is I have to change the layout option. So I want to change the text wrapping a little bit. So I'm going to change it to tight so I can easily move it through my newsletter. And I'm going to put my picture right underneath my subtitle here. And then I'm going to format my picture a little bit just so it stands out nicely. Just a little bit smaller so it fits. And then I'm going to change my border to red so it stands out a little bit more. Pause this video and get a picture for the Gelato Garden section. Format your picture and change the text wrapping so it easily fits in your newsletter. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get one more image for my toppings bar. So I'm going to, again, go into Insert, go into Online Pictures. I search for ice cream toppings bar, and I'm just going to choose a picture. I'm going to click Insert. I'm just going to insert in my newsletter. Again, I'm going to change the text wrapping so it's easier to work with. I'm going to change it to tight. Oh, move down here. Let's move it back up here. Okay. And then I'm going to put it right below my toppings bar title. And then I'm also going to format this picture so it just stands out just a little bit more. Make this border green. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so all my text fits on this page. Okay, we want it to be one page. So when you're all done, your newsletter should look something like this. Okay, make sure you save your work.